We talk about compliance a lot. As the product manager for Sungard Asset Arena's new compliance offering, could you tell us what this term actually means in the real trade environment?
When talking about compliance, there's actually three terms that needs to be defined: pre-trade, post-trade, and post-NAV. The first two terms are relates to front and middle office, and the post-NAV compliance relates to the back office. Pre-trade would be being able to check compliance prior to an order being sent on the market. So that would be added value for the portfolio manager. Post-trade compliance is being able to check either after the trade has been executed that the portfolio is still compliant to all the rules that have been defined in the system. The post-NAV compliance will be with the back office positions, checking compliance and making sure that it's still compliant.
In this era of increased regulatory scrutiny, what effect is compliance having on market players?
Compliance is actually becoming a key differentiator for clients. Up until recently, compliance was more of a back-end issue that eventually was being taken care of. But more and more, the compliance is a major role in the company. It is an issue that is being taken care of more and more before the trade as opposed to after the trades. And the compliance, the pre-trade compliance has become a major differentiator for clients.
If for whatever reason a trade is not compliant, then what happens?
When trades are notified to compliance and are checked, when a trade is in breach, that trade would appear in a blotter that the compliance officer can monitor and review the breaches for each trade. And then for each trade, that the compliance officer is able to assign the trade for resolution to another compliance officer. The compliance officer can add comments to the trade and finally can accept or reject the trade. At that time, a message is sent back to the calling system with the actual action of the compliance officer.
What are compliance rules?
So the term compliance rules, although it seems simple, is actually more complex. The compliance rules is about restriction and limits, so either legal portfolio rules and management guidelines, but also it is linked to the data that you're able to gather to be able to build those rules. And the data is a big issue for our clients in terms of quality and quantity.
What are the individual compliance concerns particular to the front, middle, and back offices?
The issue or the concerns between front, middle, and back office are actually different in some ways. Obviously, the main concern in the front and middle office systems is the response time. A compliance solution has to be in real time being able to provide compliance results and perform complex calculations. Without Asset Arena compliance, there can be issues with providing real-time answers to a portfolio manager who wants to send an order and for that order to be executed on a timely manner. In the back office system, obviously the response time is not as important. However, our clients want to be able to get compliance results as fast as possible. The other concerns obviously are the data management. Running compliance rules requires a lot of data, and gathering this data can be quite expensive.
And how does Sungard Asset Arena's new compliance offering address some of these issues?
The purpose of Asset Arena compliance is to provide a single compliance solution. And the main issue our clients are facing today is using multiple systems, whether front, middle, or back. They have to manage multiple compliance solutions. And that means multiple data sources, multiple rule sets they have to maintain, multiple data dictionary, and so on. So Asset Arena compliance allows our client to run one single compliance that is connected to the front, middle, and back office systems.